Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, Ethico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Ethico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to ethico.com to download the full toolkit today.
Also, if you are looking for something new and different for the upcoming Compliance Week celebration in November, check out The Compliance Kids. It's my 3-book children's series on compliance and compliance professionals for children. But they make great gifts and great training tools for your employees. You can check it out on Amazon.com. We've linked to it in the show notes. The Daily Compliance News for October 11, 2024. The Breaking Up May Be Hard to Do edition. And we begin with that story from the Financial Times. And it details how Google plans to deflect and delay an historic breakup threat by the U.S. government. A court-ordered breakup of Google would be unprecedented in modern times, although we've had certainly examples of that and incredibly successful examples of that from the past. Yet the legal team tasked with mounting Google's response said that it will be fighting this in a very fierce way and spinning out arguments to the Court of Appeals on why it should be deflected or delayed. Next up from Reuters, the United States has barred the ex-president of Ecuador, Rafael Correa, and his vice president, Jorge Glass, from entering into the United States due to their involvement in corruption. Correa and Glass abused their positions as former president and VP by accepting bribes and exchange for granting governmental favors. It also barred the spouses and children of the Ecuadorian officials. From the Wall Street Journal regulation section, Justin Baer, Dylan Tokar, and Vipul Mongol all reporting that TD Bank, TD America for those in America, faces a $3 billion fine and penalty and growth restrictions in a settlement as part of U.S. regulators and prosecutors over charges it failed to properly monitor money laundering by drug cartels. TD's U.S. entity intends to plead guilty to a criminal charge to resolve the DOJ investigation. Both the DOJ and Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, are planning to put independent monitors in place to watch the bank closely and ensure compliance with the PACs. The FinCEN monitor is expected to be in place for up to 4 years. The settlement could be announced as early as this week. And our final story comes to us from the New York Times, which reports that Qantas, the well-known and in many ways beloved Australian airline, certainly beloved for its koala bear ads, got in trouble for showing an R-rated film on an international flight. So, maybe you need to watch a little more closely what's available in front of you and even next to you on a Qantas flight. As I mentioned at the start of this podcast, the sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Ethico. Well, Ethico has a great new offering this month for you, a toolkit for middle managers. This is something that you, as the compliance professional, can use to move your compliance program forward by giving middle managers the skills necessary to answer a call for speak up or when someone comes in their office and raises a concern. I can't think of a tool that will be more valuable for you in the current era of enforcement. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.